And now we'll look at the top 5 gainers of the day. We'll see the United Africa Company gaining 10% to close at 1 naira 10 kobo. Rolex gained 9.8% to close at 10 kobo, while Wapik gained 8.16% to close at 4 kobo. Presco gained 6.4% to close at 8 naira, while Multiverse closed at 1 kobo. That's a gain of 4.55%. And now to the losers of the day. We said the Nigerian insurance closing at 2 kobo. That's a loss of 9.09%, while Cornerstone lost 6.45% to close at 0 naira 4 kobo. And then Veritas also lost 4.55% to close at 1 kobo. Seplat lost 3.13% to close at 30 naira. Lasako lost 2.8% to close at 1 naira 4 kobo. All right, to analyze what went down in the market yesterday, we have Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting Limited, to analyze what went down in the market yesterday. Thank you for joining us, Ambrose. Now, looking at what happened in the market yesterday, you see that investors lost about 6.06 billion naira, and then we see that the market has lost 3 times out of 4 trading sessions in the week. How significant is this loss?
Yeah, actually, what we saw in the market yesterday, even as you mentioned, 3 days before now, it was market oscillation, or I call it kind of volatility already happening as a result of what is happening. But the good thing is that if ceasefire lasted for 3 days and peace talk is still going on, in those
Ukraine,
yeah, for me, it's a plus for our market. But another thing is that our market lost yesterday. Where the environment where they kind of hiked their interest rate for straight 3 days, their market has been in green. That's why they increased their interest in US, and also peace talk in Ukraine has also impacted their market positively. Here we are seeing better numbers coming from the companies, and now we are seeing kind of oscillating trend. For me, our market is still very, very strong. What we just saw yesterday is just missentiment in the market, because if you look at those high cap stocks that lost, if not, the market will have closed positive, because we'll have a marginal a positive market breadth. And we saw big cap like Steplat losing 30 naira. That what put the market down, and also Nigeria Brewing dropping. This is what put the market down yesterday. For me, our market remain strong. People say, Bruce, you always seen this market. I say, why? Because I use some indicators to tell me that market is still strong. If you are following just ESA or market up and down movement, you'll be confused. For example, now let me just call up one chart here that will give you an insight to know that if the market is heady or not. What we call a trend line. That trend line, I call it a T line. That T line, whenever it's market is above, we tell the market is strong. It is when market cross that T line down that anybody should panic in the market. But if some above that T line, you need to just relax yourself. Now, as to speak now, market is just trading on top of the T line until break it down. Now I say yes, market is it's about to correct. But the good thing is that the T line gives you opportunity to buy and sell. It's when it cross up, you enter. When it cross down, you buy. That means you have something to guide you. But most people in the market, they don't have anything guiding them. Whenever they see their fellow investors selling, they want to sell. Also, most of them in the market, they don't have investment objective. That's why I say anytime you're in the market, you must have what is guiding you. Your stop loss should be there to guide you. Your profit taking is there to guide you, so that at the end of the day, you come out of the market better. But when you are following bad wagon, I think this is the era that push you drop that back and educate yourself and invest like an intelligent investor. Don't follow the crowd because they are selling. Something attracted you into a particular stock. Wait until that attracted you start disappearing before you can sell.
But we see United Africa Company gaining, leading the list of gainers yesterday with 1 naira 10 kobo. What do you think informed this
United
USCN.
Okay, USCN. Okay,
yes.
That is USCN. Yeah, for me, it's a conglomerate of company that has in food business and all that. But gaining for me is also a market sentiment, positive market sentiment for that store. But it's not something concrete to say that is what's supporting the market. But the good thing is that as a trader, most of you don't look at market news. Look at your chart. Your chart will tell you whether this candlestick is it positive. As of yesterday, we were seeing a positive candlestick on that USC. I want to quickly call that USC up now so that you can look at it. I'm happy that you mentioned it. To go a long way to give investors an insight how to invest in this market, because once you have information, you are about to do it right. But when you are guessing, that is where you shoot yourself. At your feet, you can see this trend now. This is a positive trend here. You can see that this stock can see a big trend there. But let me take it back to a daily chart. This is a monthly chart, so that I can give you clear, you can see a move in this stock. See a stock that have moved for almost 5 to 6 uptrend. For me, this is the time for you to take profit. But seeing this last candlestick, it's a full bullish candle where the stock gained almost 10% yesterday, closing at 12 naira, 10 kobo as at yesterday. It's a good one. But this kind of stock, for me, we saw what happened last year. Last year, they gave a special dividend about 60 kobo plus the additional one from the company. That's about 120 kobo. But the company don't have that capacity also to pay that 120 kobo as we speak now. Looking at their earning per share as at the third quarter, for me, investors in this stock that have entered around this price, around this here, when the stock was trying to find a double bottom here and climb up here, this is the time for you to take profit in the stock.
Now, we see also the leading the decliners, that's Cornerstone, by 2 kobo. Or what was the figure now? Yes, 2 kobo. What do you think is responsible for this loss?
No, the insurance stocks losing leading the market. No decline yesterday for me is not surprised because these are penny stock. I call them kobo stock on my side. A kobo stock, when you give you 10%, 15%, you're about to leave those stocks. And you don't forget that this same Nigerian insurance have rallied from almost 20 kobo to 30 kobo. This same also Cornerstone have moved also from around 48 kobo to almost 60 kobo. But investors are about or traders are about to take profit, especially when you know that this company that are not ready to pay you a good dividend to support their price. Then you can sell off now that we're already at the peak of earnings season to buy into companies that will pay you dividend, that are commensurate to their price. Yesterday, Access Bank released their audited account, which is good. Look at the figure that came from Access. It tells that the bank has just positioned itself among the top 3 banks. That says that it's an investor. Don't need to panic. They are declaring 70 kobo dividend for the final dividend in addition to their 30 kobo. People might yes, what are they paying 70 kobo? That means at the end of the day, they are paying 1 naira altogether. For me, I'll say that is okay for Access Bank. Looking at the strength of the number that monitored from the company or the bank, for me, investors should look at this as what should guide you, not just only looking at sentiment as we speak, because this result will also kind of shape the investor sentiment this morning, against the assets. But for those that are thinking that are resigning, they know that assets is just a class of stock that belongs to mature stock or value stock. Also, at the same time, a growth stock. If you combine a growth stock and a value stock, these are the features you see. For me, assets is a good stock. If you are there, you don't need to panic. Rather, you can take your position, take the dividend, then when it goes up again, you make your cash.
So what are your expectations as the market begins to wind down today?
Today, this is the last reading of the market. We said it already, the market has lost almost like 2 times or 3 times in the week. We expect the market to start getting a positive sentiment. Don't forget that next week, Monday and Tuesday is MPC meeting. Most investors will have to sit on the fence today to see the outcome of MPC meeting by next week. For me, our market is still healthy. Then outcome of MPC meeting also will add momentum to the market because one, if as at the close of the business on Tuesday when they release the consumer price index, we're seeing that our inflation has ticked up a little. Also, we tell you that those in fixed income market, yes, we have seen factors that will drive inflation going to the future, let's say in the next or 2-3 months. That tells you that those positions in that fixed income market will be threatened a little because when your real return is a negative, I can see that when inflation is going up, your real return will also be getting deep in negative. For that, they might have to also reshuffle their portfolio. That might trigger fund entering the equity market. And from next week, let's see the outcome of MPC meeting next week.